All right, so welcome everyone to our guided tour of the System Civics webpage. So this is our home page. As you can see, here's our game board that matches the game board that's in the room. Okay, we have some tabs over here. We have a home tab, stages tab, an EOC review tab, and then a contact tab. So we're going to focus our attention today on the stages tab because this is where you're going to go to get to the benchmarks that you need to learn from. So we're going to start off at the blue boss, and all you do to get there is you hover over stages. It'll bring this drop down. You move over here, you hover over blue boss, and it'll give you this list of benchmarks. So we're going to start with benchmark ss.7.c.1.1. So we go ahead and click on that. That's going to bring us up to the web page for the benchmark. So on this web page, you're going to find all of the information that you need in order to learn everything for this benchmark. So here's the actual benchmark itself, and it tells you what it is that we need to learn. Next, when we go down, these are the things that you're going to need to be able to master in order to pass the quiz. So you need to be able to do all of these things listed here. Here's some questions for you to think about. So the questions are going to be listed here, and these questions are ones that you're going to need to answer in order to pass the quiz. Next up, we're going to have some terms to know. So these are vocabulary terms or, phrases that you might not know that are going to be listed here. So if you see them in a text or you see them in a video, hear them in a video, and you don't know what they mean, you can come over here and check and see what those things mean. So when we continue to scroll down, we will see our learning scale. Our learning scale is over here. We start at number 1. Once we are able to do everything in number 1, then we move to number 2, and eventually we get to number 4. And when we've learned all 4 of these things, then we know that we're ready to take the quiz. So we continue to go down, and you will see the introduction video. So the introduction video will be myself explaining what it is that we're trying to learn for this benchmark. So you can go ahead and watch the video first, and then once you watch the video, you move into block 1. So block 1 is here, and block 1 has some resources for you to learn about what it is that you're supposed to learn, which is listed right here. It says at the end of this block, you should be able to explain what the Enlightenment is. So that's your goal as you go through the block, is to learn what the Enlightenment is. Once you're able to answer that question, then you go down here to the bottom and you answer this question in your journal. What is the Enlightenment, or why is the Enlightenment important to American history? Once you're able to answer that question, you have it in your journal. You can show me that it's in your journal. I'll check it off that you've completed this block, and then you will be able to move to block 2. This process will repeat, so it'll tell you at the top what you should be learning. So at the end of this block, you should know, you should be able to describe why John Locke was so influential to the founding fathers. Once you're able to do that by watching the video or using the web resource here, once again, you're going to go in your journal. You're going to write down the ways in which John Locke influenced the founding fathers. Once you have done that, you've shown it to me, I've checked it off that it's completed, you can now move to block 3. Block 3 talks about Montesquieu, gives you some resources to learn about Montesquieu. Once again, you write in your journal why, what were the ways in which Montesquieu influenced the founding fathers. Once you have that written down in your journal, then you will have passed block 3. Once you pass all 3 blocks, you come down here and test your knowledge. This is to check to make sure you know all the things you need to know before you attempt to take the quiz. Once you have completed all of these and you feel like you are ready to take the quiz, then you come to me and tell me you're ready. As long as you've completed the last 3 blocks, then you will be allowed to take the quiz. If you take the quiz and pass, then you move on to the next block, or to the next benchmark, I should say. And if you do not pass the quiz, then you go back and review these items and you attempt the quiz once more. So when you want to move to the next benchmark, that's very simple. You just go back over here to stages, hover over, go back to Blue Boss, hover over that, and then you go to ss.7.c.1.2. Click on that, and then it will bring you to the next benchmark. Now we're going to repeat the same process, just with different material. You move through all of the blocks, and once you get down to the bottom, then you are going to attempt to pass the quiz once more. And then once you're done with this benchmark, then you move on to the next benchmark, and that's how you move through System Civics. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions for you. Thank you very much for watching.